Hey, are you going now? Hi, good evening, Abraham. How are you? But it wasn't on. It was muted. Yeah, I just unmuted it.
So how do you just pause? Hello.
Just put 8%. Hi, everybody. Give me a thumbs up in the chat if you're hearing me. If you're hearing my voice, please give me a thumbs up in the chat so I know that you're hearing me. Okay. Thank you, Willen. Thank you. Someone was asking a question. Is it okay to, yeah. Is it okay to get married while as an asylum seeker? You can get married at any point in time. It doesn't matter. Okay? As long as you get the go ahead from the Home Office to get married, which means they believe that your relationship is genuine, then yes, you can. Thank you, Sweet Steve. Thank you, Flower. I hope everyone is doing fine. As you join the live, you like the live, you share the live, you double tap, you power tap. Let's build the algorithm. Pleasant good afternoon, good evening, sorry, to everybody. It's 5:17 in the UK at the moment. So wherever you are in this world, hello to you. Yes, I have to go ahead from the Home Office. Well, get married, Flower. I hope you're getting, well, you're getting married to somebody who is British or has settled status, yeah? Go ahead and get married, okay? Maranathana, thank you for sharing the live. Hi, King. Thank you for joining my club. Thank you. Thank you for the gift. Hey, yeah, I've sent off my naturalization. So you've done your citizenship application in March, but I haven't heard anything back as yet. Maybe Home Office are dealing with backlogs at the moment, so you can give them at least 6 months. Yeah, if you haven't heard anything back within 6 months, then you can chase it up for an update, okay? Thank you for the gift, King. Thank you. How is everybody doing this evening? Hope you're all fine. As you join the live, you like the live, you share the live. I'm still in the office. I'm still working, but I'm just stopping by to say hi to everybody. You're welcome, Bliss. What happens if my asylum is refused and I'm married to a British citizen? There are other applications that you can make, okay? So if your asylum is refused and you're married to a British citizen, you can make other immigration applications. Get some legal advice so you can know which application is the best one for you to make, okay? But you can make other immigration applications. Thank you for the hearts, guys. Thank you for liking the live. As you join the live, you like the live, so it builds the algorithm and it can reach lots of people all over the world, okay? Where did I put that thing? Did I shred it? Did I not shred it? It's swinging. Where did I do it that paper? Don't know. Guys, I'm looking for a paper. I have a few updates that I want to share with you that came out yesterday from the Home Office. And I made a little, I have a paper with the main points to share with you today. And I don't know where I put that paper. So I'm still looking. Let me just check here, just in case I put it in this file. But I do have a few updates for you. Hi everybody, so I'm back. This way. All right. Hi everybody. Hi Feds. Hi everybody. Like the live, share the live, double tap, power tap. I'm okay. Yeah, leave. Okay, it's fine. Tariq, is Ibu upstairs? Yeah, Ibu upstairs. Yes, Ibu upstairs. Okay, that's fine. Yeah. Please, will this white paper affect us as they're already in the system so we can pack our bags? I think at the moment, everything is just unclear, very, very unclear in relation to the new rules that were passed by the Prime Minister, well, Home Office, immigration system in the UK. Yeah, everything is very, very unclear, especially when it comes to the 5 years or the 10 years settlement route now. So I think what the Home Office eventually said, or the immigration officials, is that they're going to do it in phases. Okay, so it's going to be in phases. So soon they would let us know if the rules are going to be retrospective, meaning that if they're going to apply to those who are already here on a skilled worker visa, or if it's going only if it will only be applicable to those who are coming into the country as from a specific date. Okay, but for now we are not sure if it would affect migrants in the UK already on a skilled worker visa. All right. I think it will. I think it would, because of the fact that if you remember in February this year, the 10th of February, when they made the changes to the good character guidance, where if you came into the country illegally and then you apply for citizenship, you can be denied, unless, of course, if there are exceptional circumstances. That rule was applicable to anyone who came into the UK illegally, regardless of how long you are in the UK. So that rule covered everybody. Yeah, so that rule was retrospective. It didn't matter if you came into if you made the application before the 10th of February or after the 10th of February. It didn't matter if you were in the UK for 20 years or 30 years. As long as you came into the country illegally, that rule applies to you in terms of applying for citizenship. So I believe, and this is just my personal opinion, okay, that the changes in terms of the settlement route, the 5 or 10 years now, I think it's going to apply to everybody across the board, regardless of when you came into the country, regardless of you already having an existing skilled worker visa. Fingers crossed, it's not that way, and it's only for those who are coming in now on a skilled worker visa. Okay, but now you're gonna have to do more than 5 years towards ILR, which is settlement. So before you know, if you came on a skilled worker visa, you have the 5-year route and you have the 10-year route towards settlement, which is your indefinite leave to remain. So if you came in as a teacher, as a doctor, you may get a COS that gives you 3 years, and then you renew it, you extend it for another 2 years or 3 years. And then once you clock 5 years legally in the UK, you apply for your indefinite leave to remain. Now, there are other routes, such as the 10-year route. So for example, if you're in the UK as a parent of a British child, okay, then you might have been on the 10-year route. So either way, you have to do 10 years before you can apply for indefinite leave to remain. What I think is going to happen now is that, let's say, hi Queen, let's say you came in on a skilled worker visa as a teacher. Let's use that for an example. And you came in and you got a 3 years COS to begin with. You have to extend that COS again. So what's going to happen is that, oh, thanks for joining my fan club. Is that a new thing on TikTok now? Fan club. Okay. I haven't been on here for a few weeks. Right? So what's going to happen now is that you would have to do more than one extension now. Thank you for the gift. Thank you. You would have to do more than one extension now. So you get another COS for an extension for maybe another 3 years or another 2 years, and you have to go right up until you clock 10 years in total. There are exceptions to every rule. There are exceptions. So for example, if you are contributing to the economy, you're paying your taxes, you're not reliant on benefits, okay? So the doctors, the nurses, the engineers, the teachers, these are the types of people that Home Office or the UK wants to retain and wants to attract. Now, this has always been this way, to be honest. So I'm not shocked by the new rules, because it has always been that way, where the UK only wants the graduates to come here. They don't want the farmers. They don't want the bus drivers. They don't want the cleaners. They want graduates. And it's a case whereby, thank you for the gifts. Thank you. if you look at it in depth, it's like brain draining. So they're brain draining the other countries. So from the Caribbean, from Africa, from Pakistan, from Asia, they only want the brilliant to come here. So you must now have a degree. Before, I guess they were being a bit lenient and they would accept, people into the country without a degree to cover the low income jobs. But now they are saying, let's use our people. Let's use people that are in the UK. Let's use them to fill these vacancies. If you were part of my live a few weeks back, I addressed the new change in terms of where the Home Office reached out to care workers whose sponsor license has been revoked, and they said, hey, we are providing you with support. This is what you need to do. You need to send us your information and we will put you in a pool of individuals who need a job, who need employment. We would contact you, we would speak to you. Did you get a receipt?
No, these are stamp. No.
Okay, all right, that's fine. All right, that's okay. And they would have put these individuals into a pool so that they can gain employment in the UK. So what Home Office is saying now, we don't need any more carers from outside the UK. That's done and dusted. We are going to employ who are already in the UK. So they will be using from that pool of individuals. So if you're in the UK now and your sponsor license, so your employer's sponsor license has been revoked, and by extension, your visa has been revoked or affected, you need to go onto Google. I'll inbox me and I can give you the direct link where you need to go and provide your details to the Home Office so that you can be within that pool of individuals who are affected by your care employer's sponsor license being revoked. Okay, so Home Office is saying no more care workers coming into the UK. We are going to use from those who are already here. On the plus side of also that rule, I hope that there will be less scamming happening. Yeah, less scamming or no scamming at all, because we know that there is a problem with from these countries, whether it's Nigeria, Ghana, Asia, there is a problem with people accepting money in order to get a work in the UK. And so you find, some people don't even have the money, but they find the money to give to these agents and they bring them over to the UK, and then there are no jobs for them. 20,000, 30,000. You would be amazed by the amount of money that people have been paying. The government website has the details there. Yes, correct. Yeah. So with the Home Office stamping out care workers from coming to the UK, I really hope that it helps in that aspect. So no more scamming, all right, in terms of care, and also that you put your name in that pool so you can gain employment. Of course, the Home Office will have to come up with something because there are people here who are unemployed. Can I help you?
If you
Okay, all right. As you join the live, guys, you like the live, you share the live, you double tap, you power tap. Join my fan club. Is that what you call it, Queen? Thank you for the gifts. Join my fan club. Let me just do this for my colleague. So that's the first one. No more care workers coming to the UK. Okay. Thank you for joining my fan club. Thank you. Let me just do this. Right. So let me go to my list. So the next thing, so let's look first at work reforms. Okay. So skilled worker rules have been tightened. All right. The eligibility has been raised. So now you need to have a level 6 RQF or you need to have a degree level. Basically, you must have your bachelor's degree. Okay. You must have your bachelor's degree and the salary threshold will increase. Okay. Now, there has always been a problem whereby British people, British workers, are not getting the same pay as migrants who come into the country. So you find migrants who come into the country as doctor, nurses, they're getting 40K, 50K, and the British workers are getting next to nothing. So with this work reform, hopefully everything will be leveled. So the British workers and the migrant workers, they'll all be getting similar salary threshold. Okay. Now, there's a higher cost for employers as well. So the immigration skills charge will rise by 32%. And for the first time since 2017, wow. So that's going to go up. So employers are going to be paying more money, which they don't like. You know, I think my colleague and I was saying, don't worry, guys, I'm going to answer some questions from the chat shortly, okay? My colleagues and I was saying that we all voted in the last election. Some voted for this party that's in government. Some voted for others. And those of us who voted for this government, we were really hoping that one, there would have been an amnesty for asylum seekers. And two, we were really hoping that, you know, immigration would have been in the opposite direction rather than what it is now. So to hear the Prime Minister stamping down on so much things, especially when it comes to immigration, they're really, you know, picking at immigration specifically. Now, tax is one of the problem. I've always heard that under this government, you pay more taxes. So employers are going to be paying more taxes now, 32% more compared to the last time they said it was in 2017. Okay. And of course, I've mentioned with the work reform, the social care visa closure. So no more care workers application from abroad. But of course, if you're in the UK, you can do your application. What I believe is going to happen, as I was saying shortly there a while ago, is that there are employees or there are individuals in the UK who would have been affected by their employer sponsor license being revoked. Now, some of these individuals are overstayers now. Yeah, they are overstayers. Some might have seek asylum, some might have made other immigration applications, but some might be overstayers. Now, what's going to happen is that Home Office will need to do something to bring these individuals back on track with their immigration status. So that, I believe, more than likely, they would give them a right to work. And then it goes from there, get them back onto a skilled worker visa or something. Okay. So visa need A1. No more A1. They are going to change that A1 thing, you know, to be honest. The English test, I believe it's going to be B1 or B2 now. Okay. So that's it for the work reform. All right. No more social care visa. Okay. Higher costs for employers and skilled workers rules tightened. So you now need a level 6 degree. So you must have a bachelor's degree basically to come into the UK to work. Okay. Now, if we look at the study reforms, all right. So because the Prime Minister and the Home Office, they tackled every aspect of immigration, from work, study, family, every aspect of immigration they have tackled. Okay. Hi, Rich. Hi, everybody. Welcome to my live. I know you haven't saw me in a while, but I'm busy, to be honest. Whenever I'm not online, I'm very, very busy. So sometimes I just can't find the time to come on. And I do this as a hobby, not as an income. So most times, I have work up to my throat. That's just mean that I have a lot of work on. And so you may not see me very often as before, but whenever I do find some time, I always will pop over and do my live and give my contribution. But just bear in mind, I am okay. If you're not seeing me live, it's because I've got lots of work to do. Thank you for the gifts, guys. Thank you. Thank you for all the gifters in the house. Thank you very much. So everyone has been calling me. I'm getting calls left, right, center, as we say in the Caribbean. What's happening? What's gonna happen to my visa? I needed to explain these rules. What's going on? And so I'm like, I have to do a live to, simplify the rules and to just have a discussion with my followers, okay? So as you join the live, you like the live, you share the live, you power tap, you double tap. I am just gonna go through a few notes that I've made to share with you, and then I'm gonna answer your questions from the chat, okay? So just bear with me. They need to pray for now that it don't change soon. That's very true. All right, so just bear with me. I am gonna get into the chat shortly and answer a few questions, okay? Right, so yeah, you're welcome. All right, take care. Right, but the study reform, yeah, so this is for students or those of you who are looking to come into the UK as a student, and then you're looking to go on to you call it the PSW or the graduate route visa. Now, it's actually 2 years. Okay, so you get 2 years PSW, 2 years graduate visa after you've completed your your studies. Now that's going to be reduced to 18 months. 18 months. Now, it is still a lot, yeah, but having the 2 years may have been a bit better, but it is going to be reduced to 18 months. Okay, so your PSW or your graduate visa would now be 18 months. I believe this would take effect from anyone who is going to apply for it. Yeah, I believe so. At the end of the day as well, you have to remember that with everything, with every changes, there's an underlying reason. With every change, there are underlying reasons. And as silly as it sounds, one of the reasons is financial. It is. It is financial. It's more money for the government. Because you would have heard Keir Starmer said that how many debts and expenses they have to be paying out, and they're not making the money back. Yeah. So all of these immigration changes will be bringing more money, because it means now if a skilled worker is going to be on a 10-year route towards settlement, it means that they have to do about 4 visa extensions. So that's more money for the Home Office, more money for the country. I mean, some would say more money for us as lawyers, as solicitors. Yeah. So it's going to be more money. But then the problem is you have, workers coming into the country under a contract, that is going to be 5 years. And then now to be slapped with a 10 years, it's one that's, going to be hard, very, very hard to digest. But at the same time, these are rules that cannot be override. Like we just have to go along with them, to be honest. And from whenever it is applicable, okay, it has to take force. And that's just how it is. All right. So it'll just mean that your employer will have to extend your visa again for you if you're on that route. Of course, the Home Office, the government is going to do enforcement and compliance. So more deportation. So be careful if you're in the UK as an overstayer or illegally and you haven't made an immigration application, please get legal advice. Get legal advice as soon as possible. so that you can be directed as to the best immigration application that you need to make. Once you have a pending immigration application, it is better for you. Okay, have a pending immigration application based on your circumstances. All right, that will put you in a good position in terms of not being deported immediately. Okay. Now there are going to be changes to the English test. Now, let's say, for example, you come into the country on a spouse visa. You're only required to have an A1. A1 is very, very basic. Yeah, very, very basic. So you're allowed to have an A1 test. Fine, you come in. But the problem is most people, they do the A1 and they still can't speak English. Okay. And then you may have someone coming in on, let's say, a skilled worker visa and they have dependents. The only person that needs to do an English test is the main applicant. The dependents do not do an English test. And so you have dependents coming into the country and they can't speak a word of English. You will hear them say, I am, you are, he, she, it, I come, you come. They cannot speak a word of English. Okay. And they cannot understand it. So it's a financial burden on the Home Office to be paying for interpreters while this country is an English speaking country. Now, of course, there are countries that are exempted, like in the Caribbean. My country is exempted, Trinidad, Grenada. So there are a few countries that are exempted. And of course, if you're a minor or if you are over 60 or 65, you're exempted. But the financial burden of having to pay translators when you come to this country, you should undertake an English test. So dependents now have to do an English test as well. And they're looking to raise the standard for the English test. So rather than an A1 or a B1, they want to put it to a B2, which a B2 is like degree level. So it's not even GCSE, GCXE, or in the Caribbean you do CXC. It's not even that level. They're raising it to a B2 level. So that's degree level. So basically they're saying, listen, if you don't have a bachelor's, a master's, a PhD, postgraduate, don't think about coming here in the UK. They only want the graduates. They only want the educated. Yes, I am in the UK car modifications. Yes, Queen Advocate, the highly educated. That's all that the UK wants. Okay, so the threshold is going to be much, much higher for the English language. All right. Now, what is unclear in relation to the 10 years route now towards settlement is what guidance is the home office will get or will be using to determine in terms of how much reduction someone should get. Okay, so let's say you're a teacher, you're a doctor, you're an engineer, and you're contributing to the economy, you're paying your taxes. Should you be given 10 years towards settlement? The Home Office is saying no. If you are contributing to the economy, you're paying your taxes, you're buying houses, you're doing businesses, you should not wait 10 years towards settlement because you're contributing, you're not relying on benefits or any type of support. But we are interested to know and to see what guidance the Home Office will be using to determine how many years you are given, because this will have to be on an individual basis. So they must have some sort of guidance, but that bit is unclear. What they did state is that they will be doing things in phases. They will be doing things in phases, okay? So They are also going to revamp the Life in the UK test. Okay, so that's going to be updated as well. Thank you for the gifts, my dear. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for the gifts. Thank you for the gifts. All right. Yeah, so that the Life in the UK test is going to be updated as well. The content and the delivery of the test, that's going to be updated also. Okay. Now, the 5-year route for spouses towards settlement, that is still going to be the same. Okay. So if you're a spouse to a British citizen, you would still be under the 5-year route. Okay, that's not affected. It appears the Home Office is basically targeting the skilled workers. Okay, so the changes, to be honest, it's a way to help with net migration in the UK. Hopefully, it would reduce the amount of workers or the amount of people coming into the UK and are on benefits or can't speak English. It would reduce the lower skilled migration. So I'm not sure if care workers are classed as a lower skilled because there are some carers who have their degree. All right. But I have passed the life. It says my test. It would still be valid. Yes, it would still be valid. It would still be valid. Hi, everybody. Welcome to my live. Yeah. So let's see what's going to happen, how the Home Office is going to roll out these rules. And as I said before, I'm very, very interested to see how they're going to deal with the skilled workers who are already here on a skilled worker visa. How are they going to deal with that process in terms of, choose to give someone 5 more years, make it 10 years before they can get ILR, or choose to just leave that person on the 5-year route? I really want to see what's going to happen in the few days to come. But yeah, it's a lot. And Home Office themselves don't even know what's going on or how to navigate everything. Okay, so don't expect your solicitor to know how to navigate everything as well. Everything is done as a stepping stone every day as it goes by. But yeah, the lots of changes. Now I've listened to Kemi Badenoch, which is the opposition leader, and she was basically saying that she was hoping for a cap on the immigration system, meaning that stop everyone or anyone from coming in to work in the UK, or maybe on a spouse visa. Put a halt on it, put a cap on it. Yeah, but that's not what Keir Starmer did. Instead, he tried to reduce every aspect of the immigration system. So we just have to see what's going to happen. What if a visitor claim asylum? That's fine if a visitor claim asylum. They must have a reason why they can't go back to their home country and why they need protection here. Okay. Can we apply for a re-interview of asylum if I got major issues with in transcript? What you need to do, Abraham, is, for example, if you finish your second interview, you have 5 days to go through your transcript, okay, and send your amendments back to the Home Office. So you do that, you send your amendments back to the Home Office, and you can also request for the recording, okay? You can request for the recording, but that's what you need to do. You need to use that 5 days wisely. All right. Otherwise, after the 5 days, they will send you your decision. Thank you. Thank you, Mrs. G. Thank you for the gift. Thank you for joining my fan club. Thank you for the gifts, my dear. Appreciate you. The comments are going so quickly. Thank you for the gift, T. I have refugee settlement, but I came here at the age of 13. Illegal entry. Do I have a chance for citizenship? You have a chance, fans. You can apply as long as your entry were beyond your control. As long as your entry was beyond your control, so you didn't have control over your entry here. So let's say, for example, you came here with your parents, yeah, and you may have other reasons that can fall under exceptional circumstances. So yes, you can still apply and see what the Home Office says. You might be under the exceptional circumstances, okay? Time now. I'm going shortly. I'm not staying too long today. Naturalization application can take up to 6 months at the moment. It's already, World Challenge is already in the white papers, so yes. But I think they still need to pass it through Parliament, but it's already in the white papers, so it's guidance. It's rule already. Because it's what do you call it? Something like a domestic law, domestic changes. Yeah. Do you have a WhatsApp number? Yes, I do. If you inbox me, make sure that you're following my page, inbox me, and I will provide you with my contact details, okay? Or you can go online, you can go into Google and you can look for Malik Legal Solicitors. All right, you can look for Malik Legal Solicitors. Will this rule affect refugees? No. The rule mostly targets skilled workers, families, students. Yeah. Thank you for the gifts, my dear. Thank you very much. Okay, I'm trying to go through the questions. I applied for my brother and sister October 2009. How long I got welcome letter Pakistan? Not sure what that question is about.
Hello? Hi.
What will happen if someone is in the end of the 5-year refugee status with this new rule? The new rule targets work,
Hello?
not refugees, okay?
Hello, can you speak English? Is that a laundry? Yeah. My name is Malik. I'm calling from
To what degree does it affect people who are already in the
you
UK?
got some of my clothes. I was wondering, can you possibly deliver them tonight? I'm telling you.
Okay, that's what we're waiting. That's what we're waiting on to see exactly how the Home Office will be rolling out these changes in phases. Yeah. But what can happen is that if you're in the UK already on a skilled worker visa, there's a possibility that your visa can keep on being extended up to 10 years before you can apply for indefinite leave to remain. Okay?
दिन में वही हो गई ना मैं ले लूंगा दिन को आके ले लूंगा नो प्रॉब्लम ओके थैंक्स ओके थैंक यू
If you're in the UK on a visitor visa, you cannot switch to a skilled worker visa, which is a job, okay? You have to leave the country and go back out and come back in. Where's Nadeem?
Yeah.
Where's Abraham? Has he gone? Or he's gone to the mosque or upstairs. Hi, Stevie. You need to get a medical report to with his diagnosis and how it affects him doing the life in the UK test. When are the changes effective? From now, from yesterday. Nana, please, if I'm engaged to my girlfriend, a UK citizen, can I apply for documentation? Yes, you can apply. You can make an immigration application based on your circumstances. So if you're engaged or if you're in a relationship for over 2 years with someone who's British, there are applications that you can make, okay? So you need to get some legal advice to know which application is the best one for you. Please, will I still be able to bring my kids even after the law? Yes. As long as you meet all the requirements, you can still bring your children. But it depends on the type of visa that you're in the country on, okay? Because if you're in a care worker visa, after the deadline, you can no longer bring dependents or have dependents, okay? Hi, all the best man. How are you? The minimum salary for skilled worker sponsorship varies. Okay, it varies on the type of job. Some 35, some 36. It varies on the type of skilled job that you're coming to the UK to do. Okay. My fiance is illegal. Can I still apply for spouse visa? It would not be a spouse visa, my dear. Thank you very much for that, Queen. Yes, 2 years or more. Must be a genuine relationship akin to a marriage. Okay. Your brother can come on a visit visa if he wants to visit the UK. Wow, 11.8K likes. Let's get to 15K likes, guys. Let's get to 15K likes before I leave. Let's get to 15K likes, guys. If you would like to book a consultation with me, feel free, inbox me. I give you the details and we can book a consultation, okay? Malik Legal Solicitors. We're located in Manchester, but we deal with clients from all over the world. So it doesn't matter where you are. All right. Ibrahim, I'm coming to you just now. Okay, next time. What's ILR? It's indefinite leave to remain. Okay. It's also called settlement. That is settlement in the UK. Means that you have permanent residency. All right. Red Lips, thank you for liking the live. Thank you. Thank you for the gifts, guys. Thank you so much. I am a British citizen. My daughter isn't. What can I do? How old is your daughter and where is your daughter? Hi, Chinasa. Thank you. Yes, unfortunately, I'm not a legal aid lawyer. We are a private solicitor firm. Okay, so you have to pay for your consultation. You have to pay for your applications that you would like us to do for you. If you want to see the actual skilled worker salary scale, you can go onto the Home Office website. You can inbox me and I can send you the link directly. Or you can just go onto Google and type in skilled worker salary scale and you'll see the breakdown of the different types of jobs and the threshold for it. Okay. I said, say I'm driving, but stopped aside to talk to you. Okay, I'm happy to hear that, Sid. What is your question? Don't worry, guys. In the future, I will be having you know that thing on TikTok where you can have people join in the box. I will be doing that in the future, okay? But for now, I'll just answer questions. All right. Later on, I'll allow people to join the live and ask their question in the box, etc. She's in the UK, she's 9. So why haven't you registered her for British citizenship if you're already British? Hi, Sola. What is stopping you from registering her for British citizenship? Are you in Jamaica? No, I'm in the UK, my dear. If it's less than 2 years, it's a genuine relationship. Can I still apply for my documents? If it's less than 2 years, yes, you can. You can still apply. That doesn't stop you from applying, okay? Home Office will assess whether or not it's a genuine relationship and whether or not you meet all the criteria, okay? She was born in the Caribbean. Was she born before you had your British citizenship or after? That is vital. Was she born after or before you got your citizenship? With the new law, can I still bring my partner from Africa? Yes, you can. Just more requirements now that the dependents have to do English tests, etc. Yes, you can apply for a parental responsibility order. There are also parental responsibility applications that you can make. Yeah. Thank you for answering that question, Queen. Thank you for the gifts, EU. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. Nana, you have followed my page. Thank you for following, and I look forward to your message in my inbox, okay? Can someone with a foreign degree apply for jobs here in the UK with this new rule? Yes. Yes. Thank you for joining my fan club. Thank you, guys. Appreciate you so much. Let's get to 15K likes before I leave, guys. Like the live, double tap, power tap. Let's get to 15K likes. DXX, thank you for following my page. Rani, thank you for following me. Brian, thank you for following me. My queen advocate. So Sola said, I have ILR granted in 2004. Am I impacted with the new rules in applying? So if you've got ILR since 2004, what is hindering you from doing your naturalization all these years? I would say please do your naturalization as soon as possible, because you don't know the extent of these rules. You don't know how far they can reach. Yeah. So I would say please do your naturalization as soon as possible if you can. But at the moment, it doesn't have any major impact on people who already have ILR. Okay, it's mostly tackling those between who just have leave to remain and haven't have settlement as yet. Okay, so as soon as you can, do your naturalization. All right. Now the English test threshold has gone up a bit now, so you're gonna have that to deal with. What if I just received my COS last month? So the Home Office, they're gonna release the rules in phases. So more than likely, I think you would be affected if you just got your COS last month. Okay, so once you get into the UK, make sure that you're contributing to the economy. Make sure you're paying your taxes. You're not reliant on any benefits or any sort of support from the state. And you can get a reduction in the amount of years towards your settlement. Okay. But the Home Office hasn't released anything as yet. Okay, so like to say, for example, all right, it's gonna be everybody or just the new entrants. They have not released any statement on that as yet. So I'm not gonna say much on it. You're welcome, Sharp. Sharp guy. Sharp guy, are you?